Welcome, everyone, to the Best of Markham podcast, brought to you by me, Igor Klibanov from FitnessSolutionsPlus.ca, your personal trainers for chronic conditions. Here with me today is Angela Princewill. Angela, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
My pleasure. I'm Angela Princewill. I am a collaborative family law lawyer and a family law mediator. I am extremely passionate in when it comes to things with all things family law. And I founded a firm in 2013 or 2014 it is. So we're about 11 years now. And we just serve clients primarily just doing family law matters. And yeah, so we want to be those people that you talk to, hopefully before you get married. So we make sure that we have everything set up right. But if unfortunately you have to go through, a transition that involves separation, we want to be those people to help you, guide you, make sure that your interests are protected and that your family can go through this transition in the most sensible way possible. And I do really, and by sensible, that means we try to take the emotions away from it. We try to ensure that families do not self-destruct, in the process. And that's what makes me excited.
I like that you said collaborative family lawyer. Uh,
Yes.
Very important to underscore. How did you get into family law in the first place?
So I don't know. I just had this passion to do family law. When I first started in law, I did my article. So when you're done law school, you have to do, I guess, an apprenticeship for a year with a lawyer. And so I started in immigration law. So I worked with an immigration lawyer, and obviously that kind of led to my first job as a lawyer, being as an immigration lawyer. And that was great. It was nice being able to help people come to Canada. It's very eye-opening. I'm an immigrant myself, so obviously I have my own story. I know what made my mom come here. I know what made other people, that I talk to, other immigrants. I can get that, but what working as an immigration lawyer showed me, it opened my eyes. It was a lot more. I'm meeting a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds and things. And what I found was a lot of people, whether it's the stress of immigrating here, whatever the case may be, when their marriages and things were ended, there was a lot of preconceived notions about kind of what would happen, right? And a lot of it is based on laws from like their countries of origin. And if you're from a country like mine, it's not as progressive as Canada's. And so during the law school process, kind of reading the materials and things, it's like, oh my God, there's really a lot of good that I can do with Canadian laws, especially when it came to being able to protect women's rights and things like that. So that was the initial draw. And then so I started meeting people. I would deliberately get lawyers to go to court with and work on files with. And all of that led to the first file and the next, and here we are. So
Yeah,
that's how I got started. It was honestly nothing more than a passion to
yeah.
be able to help people, based on the Canadian laws, which I do think there was an overcorrection at some point, but being able now to serve men and women and be able to have these laws that allow me to balance the equities in a marriage is something that makes me, yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a separation or divorce is usually not pleasant, so it's good to have somebody on your side to take emotions out of it and make it as, as sensible, as fair as possible. Um, Now, what do you like most about being an entrepreneur?
What do I like the most? Toby, I think it's just everything. It's exciting to be able to see how it's almost like an art form for me. It's like, okay, you have this idea and then you work to create this vision, right? And
Yeah.
and I tell people that's kind of even with my firm, like there are things that I want to do, and and when I try to express it, and like it's almost me, it's almost like I have a canvas and I'm trying to paint something. And if you know how horribly I paint, you can understand why this is. I just want to paint, and I just need that painting to come out right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and the reason why I use my example of painting is entrepreneurship doesn't work that way. It's never that straightforward. It's like messy. You start here and then the markets take over and then this happens and that like it's just so messy and but you still have that vision and you want to bring it forward. So in the context of family law, it was just having things done more compassionately, putting, more choice in the client's hands, being able to respect, cultural differences. And it just doesn't have to be done within Canadian family law. And that's why I love being a collaborative family lawyer, because that the collaborative process recognizes that, you know what, there's a lot more. In a lot of cultures, it's not just about the husband and the wife sitting on the table or coming to an agreement or going to court, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of voices that make up that settlement process. There's a lot of voices. Parents are very involved in a lot of other cultures and things like that.
Yeah.
So, as an entrepreneur, just being able to bring all of my experiences to bear and be able to have a firm that reflects that is just what excites me. And just striving to paint that perfect picture, even though the process is imperfect.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny because people are first starting their business and they don't have a business background or entrepreneurship background. They think it's gonna be such a straight line from here's where I am and here's where I'm gonna be. I just have this one marketing strategy and there it is. Then you start implementing that strategy and you realize, oh, this isn't working as well as I thought. In fact, this isn't working at all. You test out a new one, a new one. So eventually you figure out something that works, or you're out of business, or you're working for a company. Um, but it's
Yes.
similar to me in terms of like I don't consider myself a creative person, more of an analytical person, but entrepreneurship marketing gives me an outlet for some kind of a creative outlet that I can test new strategies, analyze if they're working. So it blends the creativity with the analytic nature of me, essentially. So yeah, makes things
Yeah.
um
I'm happy you said that because
yeah.
it is really, I honestly find it to be some sort of creative outlet for me. Just having that vision and trying to get there, it's exciting. And yes, there are the pains and things that come along the way, but I would not have it any other way.
Yeah, exactly. Like part of the excitement is figure like not knowing if something's gonna work, but the hope that it will work.
Yes.
Now, what do you do for marketing? How do you get new clients?
So a lot of our marketing is done digitally. So if it's either whether it's something that we've written, I honestly have clients call me from articles that I wrote back in like 2016. And I remember someone came to me once, or something that I might have said it quote in a newspaper article. So a lot of it is, I think, a lot is digitally based. So whether it's people finding things that we've written or content that we've created, or even just plain good old PPC marketing. I think that's a lot of it. And then luckily we've managed to be in business, for over 11 years now, going to our 12th year. So we've had clients like my meeting this morning was someone whose agreement I finalized in 2018. So you get that sort of repeat business. They refer their friends, they refer people that they know. So we do have a large chunk of our business now based on referrals.
Awesome. So for you, it sounds like it's a combination of referrals, PPC, and articles slash SEO.
Yes, I'll probably say SEO. Yeah. So we do a lot of articles. We do, YouTube video, a lot of educational content. I'll put it that way. And
Yeah.
yes, that ties into the SEO. Yes.
Yeah. How much of your business would you say is SEO versus referrals versus PPC versus something else?
Um, So the PPC, so I haven't been very good with my tracking of how much is PPC versus SEO. So I just kind of blend that together and just call that kind of like online
Right.
marketing. So I would say that's probably 70% still.
Okay. 70% comes from PPC or online broadly.
Online broadly. And then I would say 30% would be direct referrals.
Okay, okay, very interesting. I was
Yeah.
I volunteer for the Markham Small Business Center as a mentor. So I'm always interested to how other entrepreneurs, especially from businesses completely unrelated to mine, how they're growing
Yes.
their business. Because for me, as a personal trainer, or somebody who runs a personal training company, my best strategies came from outside of my field. because the way most personal trainers market is if you ask them, there's only two things. One, referrals, and two, social media. If you ask them about it, though, what they're really doing is no marketing. Because if they say referrals and you ask them, is there a specific method you use to generate referrals deliberately? They say, no, I just do a good job and people come to me. Nice, pat on the back. It's awesome when it happens, but the problem is with it is it's not predictable. You don't know when it's going to happen, and you're relying on somebody to do something. It's not in your control. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the other thing was with social media, if you really ask a personal trainer about it, how many clients are you getting from social media? They'll say somewhere between 0 and 2. Like that, you can't run a business based on that. They just feel good. They're getting likes and shares and followers, but it's not dollars in bank. Um,
Yes.
right? But my best strategies came from not personal trainers. For me, my four best strategies are public speaking. They are, believe it or not, door-to-door sales, email marketing,
Oh,
and writing books for not just for sales on Amazon, but also for lead generation. And none of those
amazing.
from personal trainers. Like door to door came from realtors, politicians, and Jehovah's Witnesses. Um, right? And public speaking came from the whole industry of get rich and real estate. Email marketing, of course, came from online marketers. And writing books also came from online marketers as well. So none of my best strategies came from my field. They came from other fields. So it's always interesting to me where are other entrepreneurs getting their clients from.
I I'm mind blown because I never thought that door to door would even be something that would work in your industry. So that's surprising to me.
It works like gangbusters. It's one of my most effective strategies. Just to give you some context, by the way,
Yes.
I'm never selling personal training door to door. I'm selling a free newsletter door to door. Okay. My best
Okay.
it funnels into my newsletter. When I do public speaking, yes, I'm trying to get clients directly, but for people who are not ready to buy right away, I'm selling my free email newsletter about exercise nutrition. In my
Mhm.
approach, I never sell personal training. I sell my free newsletter. In my when I write books, yes, I get a book sale out of it, but within my book, there's a link saying if you want more resources about this book, or if you want to watch videos of what I'm demonstrating, go to this link.
Mhm.
Newsletter. Everything goes into my newsletter. So that's part of the success of the door-to-door sales. The other part of the success of door-to-door is how I entice people to talk to me. So you know how I have borrowed strategies from other professions and entrepreneurs. Well, I borrowed a strategy here too from people who sell timeshares. If I literally went door to door and just said, "Hi, my name is Igor. Do you want my newsletter? I'm a personal trainer." Most people would not say yes, but that's not what I do. I'll say, "Hi, my name is Igor, and if you talk to me for the next 2 to 5 minutes, I want to give you a free Starbucks gift card." Okay. So they could be motivated by two things. One, legitimate curiosity, and two, they don't care about what I have to say. They just want the Starbucks gift card. Either one is fine with me. Because I know that if they spend 2 to 5 minutes talking to me, there's a very high probability they're going to want my newsletter. And just for context, I know how many subscribers do I need to have in my newsletter to get a client. For example, if I get 200 subscribers from public speaking, I can get one client. That's not a great ratio. If I buy an ad to my newsletter, I need 75 subscribers for one client. Much better ratio. If I have a related professional, like a dietitian, a pharmacist, a naturopathic doctor, a chiropractor, send out an ad on my behalf to their clients, to their database, saying subscribe to Igor's newsletter, I know if I get 30 to 40 subscribers, I'll get one client. With public speaking, it's way better. I need only 10 subscribers for one client.
Oh,
The ratio is nuts.
yes. No, that is incredible. And I just love how you've really zoomed in on the numbers. And that's something that I haven't been great at doing. And that's actually something I'm literally working on right now. So it's exciting having the way you're able to put the numbers down so well and nail it is impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I think the numbers are so effective because it gets you a scale and speed. If I had no clue what was going on, I would, first of all, I'd spend a lot of money on stuff that's not effective.
Yes.
Before I know if something's effective, I have to spend a little bit of money on it. Test is it effective, and if it's effective, put way more money into it. If it's not effective, stop it and put your money somewhere else. Next test. But if I'm not tracking, I have no clue. The other
Exactly.
thing is in medicine, they have diagnostics, they have blood work, they have X-rays, MRIs, etc. There's also diagnostics in marketing, and it's these numbers. I need this number of impressions to get this many leads. I need this many leads to get this many sales. I need this many sales to get this many referrals, etc. Um, and with any one of my strategies, there's diagnostics. For example, with door to door, it's a funnel, right? It goes from wide to narrow. The top of the funnel is how many doors did I knock on? Of the doors that I knocked on, how many doors were opened? Of the doors that were opened, how many actually stuck around and had a conversation with me? And of those who had a conversation with me, how many subscribed to my newsletter? So it lets me know, okay, at the end of the day, I want newsletter subscribers. What's the problem though? If I'm not getting enough subscribers, is it a matter of I'm talking to enough people and they're not subscribing, or I'm just not talking to enough people? Or is it that I'm knocking on enough doors, but not enough doors are opening? So each one of these has a different solution. For example, if I'm
Mhm.
knocking on enough doors, but not enough doors are opening, maybe I should try something else, a different neighborhood or a different time of the day. If people are opening enough doors, but not enough of them are willing to talk to me, maybe what I'm offering is not enticing enough. Maybe it's not a $10 Starbucks gift card. Maybe it's a $25 Starbucks gift card. Maybe it's not a Starbucks gift card. Maybe it's an Amazon gift card. Maybe it's a preloaded Visa card. So that's why I really, really like these numbers so much because it allows me to diagnose with laser precision and not waste any time or money on stuff that potentially isn't working.
No, amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Color me impressed, Igor. Color
Good,
me
good. I'm
impressed.
glad.
That is great.
Now I know you're very successful, but entrepreneurship is not a straight line. So what obstacles have you encountered in your time as both a family lawyer and an entrepreneur?
So, in terms of obstacles I've encountered, I wonder in which category these falls in, but a couple of things I can think of. So one is just even getting internal buy-in into changes. So part of the reason why I do what I do is ensuring that I'm serving clients in the most efficient way possible and again, with compassion, respect, making sure that their funds are treated responsibly because obviously it's individual funds. A lot of people are paying us with after-tax dollars. So we want to make sure that we're doing things effectively. And so technology is an important part of of being able to serve our clients efficiently, right? And so the internal resistance is just crazy. Like for
Mm,
me, if we're using systems, after a few years, and I'm like, and we're not making any improvements, even without hearing from anyone, like I just know something's wrong. Like, we're behind. There must be something we should be adding on and growing. And so, but every time there's a change, it's an internal, I guess it's a struggle to just get that buy-in internally. So that's the first step. The great thing is I have an amazing team. When it comes to client service, when it comes to the actual law, everyone's excited about that. That's what they want to do. But it's like, well, technology is part of that process, so getting people to buy into and just accept that, yes, the program's not bad. We just don't know how to use it yet. And just, take it, let's be kind and patient. That's
yeah,
one obstacle I usually face. Another, I guess, area that I'm struggling with, which is what I'm trying to work on as well. It's just getting to know the numbers as well as you do, Igor. That's something that I've always like I've struggled with. So we have an idea of, okay, this is how many, people we need to get to this number of retainers.
yeah,
And I think it's just also managing to scale properly even when we're busy. So what would happen is I would have all of these ideas and we would want to do it. And then there would be a trial, for example. And then that consumes so much of our time.
yeah,
And we kind of stop doing consultations. And we know, well, we need the consultations to get to these number of retainers. And then we take like, a month or two and focus on this one file. And then it's over. And then it takes us a while to pick back up. And it's trials are not a surprise. Like they don't happen that often, maybe, one or two a year, because
yeah,
most family law matters settle. That's the good news. The bad news is they should settle a lot sooner than they do, but most people don't get to a trial. And so we keep hoping it's not going to get to that trial, but I would like to understand better how to deal with that time and so that it's not disruptive to the business. And it's not just a slowdown because at the time it's happening, we're not noticing that we're losing business. It's after the fact that it now takes us months to get back on track. So that's something I'm struggling with. Don't know how to fix that one, but yeah.
I got a ton of ideas. Like this is a very, very common mistake amongst entrepreneurs that
Yes.
they see themselves as the practitioner of their craft, whether that's a lawyer or they're a carpenter or a florist or whatever. They do their thing. They don't really think
Yes.
of the marketing side of things. Marketing is
Yes.
me do my thing. Part of it is a mindset change. Of thinking I'm not a lawyer. I market law services. Okay. I'm a
Mhm.
marketer of law services. In my case, I'm not a personal trainer. I market personal training services. So you're a marketer first, and then the practitioner of your craft, in your case, law second. Um,
Yeah.
and part of it is potentially if your time is taken up by being in court, maybe hire somebody to do it for you. Are there operations, are there written procedures, a step by step of okay, here's how you get new consultations, leads, clients, and so on, that somebody else could
Mhm.
do that's not you if you're occupied in court, so there's
Mhm.
many ways around this, but number one is just like a mindset change. Last week I did a presentation
Yeah.
for the Ontario Association of Naturopathic Doctors. Um, Now, lawyers on average are decent at business. Naturopathic doctors are not. So they need training on marketing. And so I tell them, here's the reality. In your business, you should be do spending if you're working 40 hours per week, you should be spending your time one of two ways: treating patients or looking for patients. That's it. Not twiddling your thumbs, not posting on social media, unless social media gets you clients, which most of them it doesn't. But you should be doing like finding patients or treating patients. That's it, you know.
Mhm.
Right.
No, I agree. I agree with you. It's
Yeah.
just when there's trial, it's almost like we're a team of five lawyers, but
Yeah.
everyone just kind of seems to, well, there's people that have their files, then you give your existing files to others, and then, then you have, and then everyone just kind of gets caught up in working on this file because it's a lot of work when you get to that stage. Now, this year, I've been taking a lot less files. So
Yeah.
I don't, so it's freed me up to do a lot more. And that's why now I'm paying more attention to numbers. I'm looking into our technologies again, things that I found that I spent so much time in day-to-day lawyering that
Yeah.
I wasn't able to focus as much time as I wanted on systems. Well, I knew there were things that I wanted to fix. And by the way, we're great when we compare ourselves to other firms of our size. Well, you seem like you're doing great, but that's not where you want to be if you know there's room for better. So I've cut back a lot on the files that I take on. So hopefully that helps. I don't even do the consultations as much now, but the good thing is because now I'm free, if that happens and somebody else is in a trial or whatever, I feel like they would still want me to step in to the trials just because it makes them feel psychologically better. But I get you. Like I should have make sure that there's someone free, if that's not me, that's free and there to take those consultations so we don't have that period of
Of a
just
lull. Yeah.
stopping everything else. Yeah, and just the lull. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I totally get it. I mean, it's for me, I am one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive personal trainer in the GTA. But so it would be pretty profitable for me to train the whole time. Yet I do have 14 trainers working for me, and I don't train 100% of the time. I keep a cap of only 15 to 20 training hours per week. But it's
So,
80 hours per week. So where's the other 60 hours spent? Part of it is on market, like a huge chunk is on marketing,
okay.
because it keeps the business running. So
Mhm.
that definitely it's a common struggle amongst entrepreneurs. I totally get that. Now, obviously, you got your busy season, you got your less busy season. Although of course you're working towards making fewer busy seasons. But when you're not lawyering, what are you doing in your free time?
What do I do? I like to spend time with my family. So when I have a lot of free time, which I honestly don't even just wait to happen, I schedule it, which is usually around my kids' like holidays. We love to travel.
Awesome.
So we do a lot of traveling. We actually this summer we did 5 European countries. Like we decided to visit all the Nordic countries.
Oh,
It
beautiful.
was a lot of traveling. Yeah, we went from Denmark to Norway to Sweden and then Finland and Iceland. Right now we're exhausted, so we can't even the thought of going through another airport is just something that we can't even think of. But I know by Christmas we'll be itching to go somewhere else. But usually right about now we'd start planning something for Christmas, but we're all just so exhausted. They were like, we can't see another airport
Yeah, yeah.
anytime soon.
I'm tired of
So,
airport lounges.
so We're exhausted. Yeah, it was a good idea, but that was a lot. So, but it's exciting. We finally got to see that region, and so that was something that we'd wanted to do for years. So I like to travel. I love to go out to restaurants with my friends, like just sitting down in a nice restaurant, enjoying a glass of wine, eating. I'm not a great food aficionado in that sense because I could be a bit picky, but I just love being treated and just I love the service, I love the ambience, I love being around my loved ones. So yeah, and then of course bed rotted when I can actually do that. Sometimes I don't allow myself the mental space to. So when I have those days that I actually like can allow push my guilt aside of it, and I could just like binge watch something on Netflix or just lay there, watch TV for hours,
Yeah.
like that's like my perfect day.
Oh, sounds like a great day. Yeah, it's actually very similar for me. Like, my wife and I just came back from Switzerland about 2.5 months. It was the trip of a lifetime. Maybe one my favorite, if not one of my three favorite top three vacations.
Yes.
Yeah, itching to go somewhere in the winter for the getaway. So we already booked the trip to Costa Rica in January.
Oh,
I'd like to do
good.
a midwinter break, like break up the winter into two parts, before vacation, after vacation, makes it easier to.
Mhm. Yes.
Same thing. Like we are giant foodies. We have an Excel document of restaurants we've been to, and we rate every restaurant based on five criteria. The food, the quality of the food, the speed of service, friendliness of staff, cleanliness of washrooms, and ambiance. This keeps us a database. If we're in this part of the city, okay, then we're gonna go to this place because we like that. If we haven't been into a new place yet, we're like, okay, let's look at the menu and see if we want to go there. Um, yeah, speaking of which, I know you're a big foodie. So not to bias you one way or the other, but what's your favorite business in Markham besides your own? Could be a restaurant or a cafe, could be another lawyer. Yes.
I just discovered a couple of weeks a place called Sisters and Co. I
I
think
love
in
Sisters.
Mark. I love the breakfast. I went 2 Sundays ago. I was going to go yesterday, but next week I'm there again. I really liked it. The customer service was amazing. Like
Yes,
we went in there, I had to wait. I was like, first I couldn't figure out a way to make a booking online. So I'm like, okay, it's just a small place in Markham, should be fine.
yeah,
No way. There was a wait time. I had to go back to the car and sit until they called me in. But the staff, they're so pleasant.
yes,
The food was amazing. So yes, I think Sister the Go was
yeah.
amazing.
My wife and I absolutely love breakfast places. We've been to dozens, and Sisters and Co. is probably one of my top two or three breakfast places of all time. It is absolutely
Mm.
fantastic. For viewers and listeners who don't know about Sisters and Co., it's on Birchmount and 14th. Good choice, great choice. And finally, how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you?
Oh, well, I'm on social media. So at AP Lawyers, or our handle on both social media. You can send us an email, info at AP Lawyers, or you could go to our website, www.aprincewill.com, and just check us out. We have tons of like free information with all things related to family law.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Angela, and your contact details will be in the show notes as well. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good thing.